Today I'm going to make some ceiling lights out of these vintage star colanders. These are especially attractive because when the light is on, then a very cool pattern will be on the ceiling. Of course, being rustic is always desirable with beautiful patinas. I've already drilled a hole in the middle of both of these and cleaned them. So I'm ready to kind of figure out how I want them to look, which I've already decided. But on this one here, I'm going to use this stem, and then I'm going to use for the canopy or mounting plate, I'm going to do with this design. I like the profile, plus it allows, if I cover too much of this up, then it will not allow the light to come through the star that's on the top. And then for this one here, I'm pretty much going to do the same thing. I'm going to use this smaller neck, as they call it, and also a very plain canopy. And I like that profile. I think that'll look nice. Now inside, I will be using an offset socket. And this is designed because there's not a whole lot of space in here. And as you can see, you still got to be able to get a light bulb in. So you can't go with too much. Now I could go with just a single one, which actually I think I might do. I actually kind of like that better. So I guess I'm just going to go with a single socket and finish it off. So we'll be right back. So the assembly of this is going to be super simple. I have my socket, but we'll have to back out this set screw because the part that goes in there is a threaded part. It's actually called a nipple in lamp terms, but I'm going to use that. But I will have to judge how much distance to get through this and into my canopy. It looks pretty short. And I've got several to choose from. And I'm going to guess that this one right here will be a good length. Sometimes you can like judge how much it comes up, how much it comes down. It's probably a little long, so let me see if I got something a little bit shorter. That's a little shorter. So I'm going to go with this one. We'll see how she works. All right, so I'm getting ready to put this on. I like to use these pal nuts. That's what they're called, because they kind of work as a nut and a washer at the same time. And I'd like a little bit of a washer at the top of this, just so it's not a single hole. We'll go ahead and put this in here. Thread it into your socket. And you don't want to go too far in because you don't want the edge of this pipe to start cutting into the wire and compromising that, and obviously it would cause a fire. Tighten up my set screw. Make sure it's nice and tight. That's tight. We'll put this in here. Like I said, I've already drilled the hole, so that part's done. Put it on. I think before, I'm going to test this just to make sure I've got enough before I start. And sure enough, I've got enough to secure that canopy. But what I want to do before that is I want to secure this. Now I don't want that to show. I'd like it to hide in here. So again, I think what I'm going to use is a pal nut. I think it'll sit right inside there and nobody will even know it's there. But it will hold this down, plus provide a little bit of a washer to the top. I also have maybe a small washer that would be helpful. Yeah, not really seeing it, so we'll stick with this. Okay, so after that, then I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to tighten this because when you go to change your light bulb, if this isn't tight and you go to change your light bulb, you'll just loosen this whole piece. So you definitely want to make sure that this is nice and snug so that that doesn't happen. I'm sure you've already had lights like that where you go to unscrew the light bulb and the whole thing loosens up. All right, that's about as tight as I can get it. All right, so we got that setting good. We're gonna put this on. And then we're gonna finish it out with our canopy. I've taken these canopies and given it kind of an aged look so that it blends in best with that. From here, we always use the washer. After the washer goes the ground wire. After the ground wire is a star, or lock nut, people call them, and a nut. So this will secure everything and keep it in place. When I tighten this down, I want to be a little bit mindful of these because of how people will want to display that. I think I'm going to choose front and back. Now, side to side. Same as the arms. So we'll tighten that down nice and snug as well. Alrighty. And now when we put our light bulb in, it's going to sit a little bit below that, but they make such cool light bulbs that should be a cool fixture, especially lit up. So don't forget to like, share, and keep checking out Ditch Pickers. Hope you have a blessed day.